with a heavy heart, I have decided to sell the van. So this is going to be a video basically talking about the whole deal with this van. I'm a really bad salesman and I don't like screwing anybody over, so here's going to be the deal. This is a 2000 Ford 7.3 Econoline E350. That's the 1-ton van. It has the 7.3 turbo diesel, which is a pretty rare option. So in early 2021, it started having this issue where it just ran really weird. Like it was some sort of drag truck that was getting ready to do a pull. Almost like a two-step. So basically it's dumping a bunch of fuel and making this thing run super rich to the point where it just blows out black smoke. Because I'm so busy with other projects and I'm not very diesel savvy, I am giving up on this thing. I went up doing the IPR again 2 weeks ago. I replaced it with a Ford model and it did not fix the problem, and that was literally the last thing I was going to do to it, I decided. So the parts that have been replaced are the IPR, the ICP, the CPS. It has 2 newish batteries. I bought these batteries like last year, so they had literally 0 miles on it. It was one of the first things I did was replace the batteries. So this battery is pretty new, and the one underneath of the cab is also new. I also bought a new PCM off of eBay. I don't know if this was flashed wrong. That could potentially be the issue. Off the IPR harness, I had a 12 volt positive, and I can't really read pulse, and I really don't feel like buying a meter that can. So I'm not sure what the pulse signal was. Again, if you're into diesels, this is probably something you can figure out. I did try a different IDM, but the IDM that I tried was kind of an older one. It was sitting around. I found it local on Facebook Marketplace. It seemed like it was wet, might have had a little bit of damage to it, so it could potentially be the IDM that's wrong. Again, I don't know if somebody knows stuff about diesels. This might be a really easy fix. I also did the glow plugs, and I did replace the injectors with a known working set. And a little bit after I did that, this thing did run really smooth. It idled really smooth for about 15 minutes. And then it started having the issue again. So that's kind of why I think it's something electrically related, but I'm giving up. This is it. I don't have time for it anymore. So yeah, glow plugs are new, injectors have been replaced. I checked a lot of the wiring from the PCM to different harnesses and stuff. That seemed okay. So for the rest of the truck, it is a manual roll-up window truck. It's very dirty currently because I've had the dog box pulled off and dust and mice have gotten in here a little bit. This seat was just worn out from being a work truck for so long. Currently has 245,622 miles on it. It does have a pretty nice head unit that I unplugged because I was worried it was draining the battery. The turbo didn't have any kind of shaft play in it, so I think the turbo's fine. There's some leaks here and there, but it didn't seem like anything major. I don't think it's leaking oil and making it like overfire or run away. Potentially it could be, but I really don't think that was the issue. Also did the throttle positioning sensor, so that's new. Also did the transmission position sensor, so that is new. I thought maybe that was the issue, but it wasn't. Basically, I've just thrown a bunch of money at this thing, not knowing what to do. So besides that, some of the issues that might be good or bad, depending on what you want to use this for. It does have a full diamond plate rear. Looks like it was done pretty nicely. It's kind of sealed up. Looks like a lot of screws holding it down to the original floor. I thought it was kind of neat because I was going to be throwing motors and stuff back in here and sets of wheels. But again, it didn't last very long for me. Also has a Type S pickup truck LED kit. It's kind of starting to hang down a little bit because it's been hot lately, but that wound up being a pretty nice install. I do have the center console and the dog box cover, so that's over there. Over on this side, I wound up getting in a hit and run. I was turning into my driveway and somebody hit me one night during football season, so I guess they were drunk and they decided to just run. They kind of lightly T-boned the truck. Because it was wet out, I feel like the truck slid a bit. So this entire panel here is dented. And then this got dented. I think that was mostly Bondo anyway. And that wound up just flaking off. Same thing with the door. I was going to try to buy a new door for this eventually, and then maybe try to pop those out and fix some of that Bondo, but again, I'm just completely done with this thing. It does have some decently dark window tint. All the motor covers and the intake are still in the truck. They're just hanging out. And the turbo heat shield that's hanging out. There are some rust issues on this van. It was a little bit worse than I thought it was when I bought it, but there's some rust issues there. A little bit on the rockers. They feel mostly solid, but there is some flakes coming off here and there. Same thing with the doors. The doors are starting to get a little bit of rust. And like I said, it's dirty from sitting for a year and a half. Tires have some outer wear on the fronts. The brakes were pretty decent from what I remember. The rear tires are pretty fresh, a lot of tread on those. This hubcap wound up getting popped off because of that hit and run. It does have a big bully tip on the back of the exhaust. Pretty sure it was stock exhaust. It did sound a little loud, but I don't think it was anything too special. Has a tow hitch, and these vans are good for towing 10,000 pounds, which was the main reason I wanted it. The whole plan was to put wheels and tires in it, tow a drift car to the track, and have fun at it, and even be able to take a nap in the back if I needed to. But this van had other plans, I guess. So yeah, it never really worked out. We took it to Jersey one time and that hit and run happened, and it towed very well. Got pretty decent fuel economy too, but you could barely tell there was a trailer on it. So these are torquey motors. It's not going to be the fastest thing out there, but definitely a torquey motor. And this is supposed to be a 1,000,000-mile motor. If you're watching this video, you probably know about 7.3s already. You know that they're dependable and reliable and durable, and you can get 1,000,000 miles out of them. I think my friend Paul has like 400,000 on his OBS or something crazy. 500,000? I can't remember. Paul, comment below, please. But I just had really bad luck with this vehicle. I have good luck with some. I was overdue for having some bad luck with a vehicle. I think it looks really cool with the black and silver. That was another reason I bought it. I thought it was kind of stylish, but like I said, it just didn't work out for me. Included, I have the original PCM and the other IDM that I said would look like it had water damage. I can't remember if this might even been the original one. I can't remember. Either way, I'll give you this PCM and IDM. You can probably get some core money for this. Stereo does work. So if you're interested in this, I am asking $2,500. So $2,500 for something that barely runs that has rust issues here and there might seem like a lot, but from what I can see, these vans are selling for a lot right now. Parts Farm had one listed for like $13,000. It was more of a church bus configuration, but still, it was $13,000, and it was not a drivable truck. It had some damage on it. I think the headlights were busted out, and I almost think it was a rebuilt title. If you're diesel savvy and you're looking for one of these vans, this might be the deal for you. I am in Joppa, Maryland. It's a little north of Baltimore. You will need to tow this thing out of here. It will run, it'll start, and it will drive, but I really wouldn't even recommend driving this thing on a trailer because it just runs balls out the whole time. So if you want to drive this on a trailer, you could potentially just run into the back of the truck or something. Really wouldn't recommend it. And yeah, the batteries need to be charged up a little bit too, but I'll include a video of what it sounded like after the IPR replacement last week, just so you can hear the most updated sound of it. But that's gonna be it. If you're interested in a truck, just hit me up on here or email me at robraymondphotography@yahoo.com, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. So thanks for watching. I really feel bad about giving up on a project. I usually don't give up so easy. I know it take a long time on some projects, but this one I'm tired of throwing money at it, and the tags are about to expire, and I really don't feel like paying for another couple years of tags when I'm just going to sell this. So I kind of have something else that I want to concentrate on anyway, so I just don't have the time, money, or energy for this right now. So like I said, if you want it, hit me up, and feel free to share this to any of your friends who are interested in a 7.3 diesel van. And I will see you soon. Please like, comment, subscribe, and all that, and bye-bye.